Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report and second stimulus check updates. According to Alabama News, Trump wants $2,000 stimulus checks and might not sign the second stimulus relief bill. Trump is assailing the bipartisan $900 billion pandemic relief package that Congress just passed, and he's suggesting that he may not sign it. The bill provides for a $600 stimulus payment to most Americans, but Trump said he's asking Congress to amend the bill and increase the stimulus payments to $2,000. This bill is gaining support. The $2,000 stimulus check is gaining support from many people in Congress, from many politicians in Congress. Joe Biden tweeted, "I applaud this relief package, but our work is far from over. Starting in the new year, Congress will need to immediately get to work on support for our COVID-19 plan. My message to everyone out there struggling right now is that help is on the way." Kamala Harris then tweeted, "The bipartisan relief bill is critical to helping fight this pandemic, including support for vaccine distribution and help for communities that have been hit the hardest. But let's be clear, our work here is not over. The American people desperately need more help." Now folks, my message to our politicians on both sides of the aisle is to pass the stimulus relief. Give the American people, the good hardworking American people, $2,000 stimulus payments. Because let's be honest, these $600 stimulus checks were not enough. And now that Trump does want to sign and pass $2,000 stimulus relief checks, it should gain approval. It should be approved. This bill should be approved. This bill with $2,000 direct payments should be approved right now. If you agree with me, then leave a comment down below saying I agree. And before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel, everybody, because on this channel, I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check updates. So be sure to subscribe and click the bell. And let's get this video to 5,000 likes if you think that a second stimulus check of $2,000 needs to be approved.
Not open. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico, a provision to promote the breeding of fish in federal hatcheries, $3 million in poultry production technology, $2 million to research the impact of down trees, $566 million for construction projects at the FBI. The bill also allows stimulus checks for the family members of illegal aliens, allowing them to get up to $1,800 each. This is far more than the Americans are given. Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments. And not enough money is given to small businesses, and in particular restaurants, whose owners have suffered so grievously. They were only given a deduction for others to use in business their restaurant.
Everybody, do you agree with Trump that a second stimulus check of $2,000 should be approved? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Now, Biden has also promised a third round of stimulus checks, but it says the specific amount would be a negotiating issue. President-elect Joe Biden promised a third round of stimulus checks on Tuesday. Business Insider goes on to report that Biden said Americans urgently need financial relief as the pandemic continues to hamper the economy, but the actual dollar amount of the next direct payment remains a negotiating issue. Biden added that Americans owe Bernie Sanders and his Republican colleagues thanks for pushing for direct payments in the most recent package. Because remember, folks, that Bernie Sanders and Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri were pushing for $1,200 stimulus checks. So they will get what they want if Mitch McConnell does decide to pass a $2,000 stimulus bill, a $2,000 stimulus check in our second stimulus package. Now, Biden also added the next COVID-19 stimulus package will extend federal unemployment assistance. People are desperately hurting, and the Republicans are hurting as badly as Democrats. President-elect Joe Biden told reporters on Tuesday that a third round of stimulus checks will be part of the next pandemic relief bill, and he'll urge Congress to pass. And he'll urge Congress to pass it after taking office in January.
I think we owe Bernie Sanders and his Republican colleagues thanks for getting not all the stimulus we looked for, 1,200, but getting 600 done. So I think you're seeing that there is a clear understanding that these issues go beyond any ideology. People are desperately hurting, and the Republicans are hurting as badly as Democrats. There are a few people, and I'm not saying they're responsible for any of this, but a few people are doing extremely well in that K-shaped recovery, and they're doing fine, but they still need access to the vaccines. They still need access to making sure that we are able to handle crises in the hospitals, etc. So I think they're on the...
When asked if his plan will include direct payments and for how much, Biden said checks will be part of the package, but declined to stick to a hard number. He said, "Yes, look, that's a negotiating issue, but it will yes it will."
It's simply going to cost billions more dollars. We need national standards to lay out to help governors determine how they're going to get that vaccine throughout their communities, number one. Number two, we're going to need to take care of those people who, through no fault of their own, are unemployed. They've worked like hell, but they have no job because of the COVID crisis. And thirdly, we're going to have to begin to rebuild the country. We can't wait. We can't wait to rebuild the economy. We're going to have to start doing that now on infrastructure programs and a whole range of other things. I think the sort of the dawn is broken on the vast majority of people. There are still people who don't want to help. There's still people who are insisting my way or the highway. But the vast majority of the members of Congress, I believe, will be able to work out those specific issues that are of national consequence.
Now, according to AL News, the relief package was part of a hard-fought compromise bill that includes $1.4 trillion to fund government agencies through September and contains other end-of-session priorities, such as money for cash-starved transit systems and increasing food stamp benefits, and about $4 billion to help other nations provide a vaccine for the people. The relief package was brought forward Monday afternoon and spread through the House and Senate in a matter of hours, as lawmakers work to close the books on the year. While many lawmakers complain about being given so little time to read the bill, they overwhelmingly voted for it as local businesses and constituents seek economic relief from the pandemic. The Senate cleared the package by a 92-6 vote, after the House approved it by another lopsided vote, 359 votes to 53. Those vote totals would be enough to override a veto should Trump decide to take another step. After months of partisanship and politicking about a relief package, the logjam broke after President-elect Joe Biden urged his party to accept a compromise with top Republicans that is smaller than many Democrats would have liked. The bill will establish a temporary $300 per week supplemental jobless benefit and a $600 direct stimulus payment to most Americans, along with a new round of subsidies for hard-hit businesses, restaurants, and theaters and money for schools.